Hello, my name is Josh Thornton. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about police and the use of deception. First of all, I'm just going to leave you guys with a scenario. Just imagine this. You or someone close to you has been assaulted or harmed in some way, and they aren't aware of who the suspect is. Would you rather police be able to use every tactic or method to be allowed in catching this person and get justice, or would you rather that they're not allowed to lie to suspects, or not allowed to lie to people, and they have to find out information on their own based on just solid evidence of the crime, or that directly links that person to the crime, or hope that they just turn themselves in, which is very unlikely. Personally, I prefer the first option. So today I'm going to talk about addressing the problem, which is the resistance to police using deception. I'll explain deontology and utilitarianism, which are two philosophies surrounding police topics today. SCOTUS case, which is Supreme Court of the United States, just an acronym for that. Frazier versus Cup ruling and why it still stands, and explain how police use deception and why it's vital to their success. So first of all, law enforcement should continue to be able to use deception as it relates to interrogations, whether it's undercover work or just any type of deceit. They should be able to use that because it helps them solve more cases. Recently there's been a strong push for the Supreme Court case to get overruled, and just a little bit of background about this is that the police interrogated a man, Frazier, who was accused of murder, him and another guy. The police falsely informed him that his partner rolled on him already, confessed that he did it as well, which was false because the guy obviously didn't do that. So they got a confession from him, and then they upheld the decision in the Supreme Court. The argument is that law enforcement shouldn't have to rely on tricking people, and that deception during interrogation produces false confessions. Also, police officers should not lie during interrogations because it's not ethical to lie. People opposing this court case are usually deontologists and are only concerned with individual rights and due process and how they should be protected. So a little bit about these two philosophies. Deontology is a philosophy approach concerned with individuals' rights and how they should be protected. Utilitarianism is an approach concerned with benefiting the greatest good and sometimes calls for making sacrifices to achieve this goal. Two of the founding fathers for utilitarianism were John Stuart Mill and Jeremy Bentham, and they are alive during the 1800s. Immanuel Kant, in his book titled Foundations of the Metaphysics of Morals, stated people can't treat people as a means to an end. Bentham, in 1828, stated that an action should be based on the sum of consequences. John Stuart Mill asserted that a decision must benefit the greatest good, even if the person making the decision is in the minority. I would like to say that if they were both alive today, they would be in favor of it, whereas Kant definitely would not be in favor of it. And also, these people are against it because they say that using deceit in interrogations produces false confessions, and usually the only people that give false confessions are people that have mental illnesses or they don't know any better. And the number around that is about 1% for a false confession, so it's not even really relevant. Some of the survey results: 57.9% of the class said they were unsure if police should be allowed to use deception. 42.1% of the class said deception doesn't make it easier for police officers to do their job, which I found is fairly interesting because usually they show up to a crime scene after something already happens and they're playing catch up, and they have to go basically just off evidence. And once they find a suspect, that the only chance they really have besides evidence is making them say something or give up themselves. Majority of the class named at least one way police use deception, whether it's undercover work, where they're trying to break up crime rings, organized crime rings, or drug dealers, or anything else. Practices used by law enforcement. Amir 2003 states that countries like Israel are using criminal undercover agents, or CUAs, have been successful. It was in his publication, Criminal Undercover Agents Are Bad People Doing Good or Doing Agent Things. And basically what they were doing is they were taking convicted criminals over in Israel, and they were reducing prison sentences, or they were already out, and they were paying them to go back undercover into the crime rings that they were once in, because they know the area, they know the areas, and they know the people that are in the game still. And if they get caught doing something that they shouldn't be doing, they just go right back to prison. So it's actually been pretty effective. Miller states that undercover work is vital to containing crime. They would never be able to contain crime without it, especially drug dealers and organized crime. So if police officers weren't allowed to use deceit in their cases, then it's not like they could just walk up to a criminal or drug dealer in their uniform and say that, hey, do you mind if I buy some drugs off you, or you're not doing anything illegal, are you? So obviously they need some sort of deceit. Research shows that 40 to 76% of those interrogated confess. This is from Chapman. His work titled Coerced, Internalized False Confessions and Police Interrogations, the Power of Coercion. So how they use this? They use undercover work, CUAs. They use false eyewitnesses, false evidence, and good cop, bad cop, which everyone has probably seen in television shows, to get a confession. They would have to rely solely on tangible evidence, which is hardly ever left at a scene. It's not like a criminal just leaves their wallet or leaves a note saying that they did it. Or they would have to witness every crime personally to warrant arrest. Some possible solutions. First of all, I think that this court case should not be overturned. According to Fred Inbound, he stated that undercover officers are usually fresh out of the academy, which is a big deal because they don't know any better, they don't have any experience on the street. So that's one of the problems, that they need to put veteran officers in these undercover situations because they're very stressful and they need to have some experience. Balkin stated that the public must know the difference between deception and torture. Deception is just giving them lies and giving them information to see if they slip up, whereas torture is just beating them up and hoping that they give you a confession or tell you what they know, which they aren't the same thing. Police departments need to train their officers to not cross the line unless of a false confession, and I think they should make it mandatory for every interrogation to be videotaped. Therefore, false confessions and police mistreatment will be documented. Some closing remarks. Hopefully you guys see the importance of deception in law enforcement and how it's been established. I think if you were a victim or someone you knew was a victim of a crime, what would you want police to be able to do, what their power should be? I just hope that you guys can support police tactics. Just be aware of your rights. Don't let police officers take advantage of you. And I have a quote here: the police must obey the law while enforcing the law, so they're people as well. So that's about it. Good for references.